Hi, everybody. Kathy Tooley, CEO Tools for Success. Thanks for joining us today as we open Curtain 10. Curtain 10, which is the professional development for our teachers. This one is a tough one for me to talk about because it's partly what we do as a company, and so I don't want the video to come across self-serving. So I'm going to preface that is not the intention of this curtain. When I wrote this book, I didn't have this company as I do now, but I need to talk about the professional development of our teachers. What I mean by professional development for our teachers is ongoing job-embedded training to keep teachers most alert to maybe a new teaching strategy that is really working, maybe updated state standards, maybe evaluation, taking some time to really evaluate your assessments and look at the rigor and how aligned are they to the assessments that we're asking students to take at a state or federal level. Maybe it's some team building. You know, professional development / training exists in all fields. And it's vital. Everybody knows about it. I'm sure that every one of you, and maybe you've never had it happen to you, but I have. I've had a phone call from my doctor's office where my doctor is canceling a couple of days of appointment because they're going to go away to a training. Now, while I'm inconvenienced of having the appointment canceled or moved, I always understand the importance and vitality of that. I think I want my doctor to know the most latest and greatest technology out there in the medical field. I want them to be aware of, I want my lawyer to know of new laws, loopholes, things that might be beneficial to me, and teachers are no different. However, it's not happening. Professional development for our teachers is disgustingly and grossly overlooked. Why? I know some of you are going to say, why? Because of two reasons. And I want to address them separately. One is because in order for really good, meaningful professional development to happen, we need the kids to not be in the building. You want to upset a parent, close a school. Because for many, unfortunately, schools are their full-time daycare. Yes, they're sending them to school, but that's where their kids go every day so they can go to work. And therefore, years ago, even in my state, we used to have built-in professional development days, and parents finally screamed loud enough that those no longer exist. Schools aren't allowed to have them. So then what you do is try to add on days before or after the contract. So a couple of days at the beginning, a couple of days at the end. So let's start with the first problem. There is no time. The only time you can do is before or after school. One of my school districts that I've worked with has tried having a late start or an early release. Again, parents throw a fit. I've heard the conversations at the football field. God, I hate Wednesdays. I mean, I don't know what this school thinks we're going to do with our child every single Wednesday when they let them go at 2. I don't know. How about be a parent? We didn't give birth to your child. You did. And how do you want us to get better at our craft when you refuse to allow us the time to do it? I know what you're going to say. Well, why don't they do it on that? You know, they're always off. Fall break and Christmas break and spring break and summer vacations. Do you know teachers aren't paid for those days? Do you know that? Do you know that a teacher's salary is based on only the days they work? So technically, those days that they're off in the summer or spring break or fall break or Christmas break, they don't get paid. So let me make sure I understand it. Oh, you want them to do it on their own time. Oh, okay, that'll happen. Because how many of you as a parent are watching this video and you're also an educator? So you're trying to balance being a good teacher and being a good mom or dad. So time is issue number 1. Issue number 2 is the lack of good professional development that is out there. There are companies who have never been educators that think they have the newest tool or computer program or whatever. Maybe good or may not. And they come in to sell the school by providing a professional development to really just sell their product. Companies like mine don't exist. And I'm not saying that to tout my company. And those of you that put that in the comments section, you don't know who I am at all. This book existed before my company did. I was very blessed to be in a school district from my first year of teaching that valued professional development. My company stands on the back of that school district. The learning that I had in that school district each and every single year made me an incredible educator. But let me tell you what was fact. As I left that building, I was a principal and went to another building. I was working with a group of teachers and watching them hammer something out for hours. While I'm watching them, I didn't let it go on very long. I remember thinking, but that already exists. Why are you creating it? But as a new principal, I thought, shh, don't jump in. Listen to them. And I listened for about 45 minutes and I kept thinking, what they're trying to build already exists. Do they not know that? So finally, after about 45 minutes, I turned my computer around and showed them what they were building. And I said, is this what you're looking for? You would have thought I showed them crown jewels. Like everyone in my school district that I just came from knew about this. None of them knew about it. And I remember sitting there thinking, how can that be true? How can you not know that this tool is right here? One click, there it was. Here it is. How do you not know that? And it comes back to the same thing. They're not provided any time to research and find it, and they had no resource to know where to go look for it. And therefore, they're continuing to do what they've always done, and they're continuing to get what they've always gotten. Teachers, it's going to shock you, ready, are learners. We love new stuff. We love learning new stuff. I have gone to hours and days of professional development. Some of it amazing, some of it good, some of it not so great, but I never walked out of one that I didn't take a morsel of something that I could take back to my classroom and go, ooh, I'm going to do that. And when I would do it, people would say, how did you learn that? Oh, I went to this great session. I heard from this great educator. Teachers are full of stuff. Teachers are great teachers. There are teachers out there that are doing amazing things in their classroom that I would have killed to have known, but you know what? They have no time to share it with me and no resource to deliver it for me. Praise God, YouTube now exists where I can provide strategies for free that teachers can click on. And I promise you, they're being clicked on because there's no time and no resources for them to go get it. Now, so I want you to think about this for a second. How does that make you feel that a teacher who's been teaching for 30 years is still teaching in the exact same mechanisms and manners that she learned 30 years ago because there's no time or resources for her to learn it any differently? Because I'll promise you what that teacher is not saying. That teacher is not saying, I just don't want to learn anything new. I am completely good. I love what I'm doing. I know that it's antiquated, outdated, not working, but I don't care that my students are failing, please. Please. But there's no time and no resources. So my question comes to this. If we want teachers to be better, we have to respect the field. That our teachers have a right to learn as much as any other profession out there. And if it inconveniences a parent, because you might actually have to, parent your child for a day, it's better for the whole good of your school, including your own son or daughter. I promise you that one day away that you had to figure out what to do with daycare will move a school light years because we are smart people. And you put us together in a room and get out of the way. We can accomplish heaven and earth. Heaven and earth. But that's a curtain I want you to know, is it's not happening. Because we have legislators out here listening to parents who are complaining and taking the very days away. Taking them away from educators. Taking them away. I wonder how you'd feel if we did that to your doctor. I wonder how you'd feel if we did that to any other profession. Any. My husband works in the medical field, and every so often he needs to go to trainings because there's a new defibrillator. Thank God he went to the training. Aren't you glad? That he's not using the old one on you? Then why are you okay that your teacher's using the old one on your kids? You shouldn't be. And if you're not, here's my favor. Please subscribe to our channel because I promise you we're going to talk about this more. Like us, share this, invite other people to become a part of the conversation because remember, this is not an attack. It's an opening to a conversation. It's pulling back the curtain to let you see what's really going on. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And thank you so much for what you do every single day. Have a good day, everybody.